radiation exposure we were walking into?
Nominal. These are just for safety.
So is there any physical contact with the, am I the only one having trouble saying, aliens?
There's a wall, like a glass wall. You can't get to them.
So what do they look like?
You'll see soon enough. Hurry up.
How would you react if you were getting ready to meet real-life aliens? This story follows a linguist professor who is being called upon by the US military to help communicate with extraterrestrial beings. She's joined by a physicist, and together, they engage in an intense and challenging process of figuring out the purpose of the aliens' visit. Arrival is a 2016 American science fiction drama film starring Amy Adams and Jeremy Renner in the lead roles.
Dr. Louise Banks, a linguistics professor, reflects on the life of her daughter Hannah, who was born with a rare and incurable disease and passed away at a young age. This personal tragedy haunts Louise and influences her view of time and memory.
But now I'm not so sure I believe in beginnings and endings. There are days that define your story beyond your life. Like the day they arrived.
Mysterious extraterrestrial spacecrafts known as shells appear at 12 different locations across the world. Louise is contacted by the US military, led by Colonel Weber, to join a team of scientists and experts tasked with establishing communication with the aliens inside the shell located in Montana. Louise is partnered with theoretical physicist Ian Donnelly.
Language is the foundation of civilization. It is the glue that holds the people together. It is the first weapon drawn in a conflict.
Louise, this is Ian Donnelly. Louise Banks, Ian Donnelly.
It's quite a greeting.
Yeah, well, you wrote it.
Yeah, but it's the kind of thing you write as a preface. Dazzle them with the basics.
Yeah, that's great. Even if it's wrong.
It's wrong.
Well, the cornerstone of civilization isn't language, it's science.
Together they are briefed and enter the shell to communicate with the alien species, known as heptapods, octopus-like creatures with 7 legs and a complex written language composed of circular symbols. In time, Louise and Ian make slow progress in deciphering the heptapods' written language, which appears to be a nonlinear form of communication. It involves complex circular symbols that convey meaning holistically.
Like their ship or their bodies, their written language has no forward or backward direction. Linguists call this nonlinear orthography, which raises the question, is this how they think? Imagine you wanted to write a sentence using 2 hands starting from either side. You would have to know each word you wanted to use, as well as how much space that it would occupy. A heptapod can write a complex sentence in 2 seconds, effortlessly. It's taken us a month to make the simplest reply.
As Louise spends more time with the heptapods, she begins to experience vivid and disorientating flashbacks of her own life, seemingly unrelated to the present. These flashbacks become more frequent and intense.
And who are those 2 people?
It's you and Dad. The show is called Mommy and Daddy Talk to Animals.
No, it's lovely. Okay. You know it's okay to be sad that your dad and I...
I'm not.
So we both love you very much.
I know. It's just a cartoon, not real.
Louise? You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm not sure it's something I can explain.
The world becomes increasingly tense as other nations struggle to communicate with their respective alien visitors. Some nations grow impatient and consider military action against the aliens. In contrast, Louise and Ian continue their effort to understand the heptapods' language and culture. Through the linguistic breakthroughs, Louise deciphers the heptapods' message, which consists of 2 words.
Offer weapon.
But you saw what they wrote.
Using a word they don't fully
Really just a
understand.
warning.
Enough. Louise.
We don't know if they understand the difference between a weapon and a tool.
Our language, like our culture, is messy, and sometimes one can be both.
And it's quite possible that they're asking us to offer them something, not the other way around. It's like the first part of a trade.
So how do we clarify their intentions beyond those two words?
Well, I go back in. Right away, we go back in and we clear this up.
It's more complicated than that.
How is it more complicated than that?
The nations interpret this message as a threat, further escalating global tensions. Louise, however, believes that the heptapod's language is too nuanced to be translated directly into human terms. She continues to work to understand their true intentions. As Louise's understanding of the heptapod's language deepens, she experiences a crucial revelation. She realizes that the heptapods are offering humanity a gift, not a weapon.
The weapon is their language. They gave it all to us. Do you understand what that means?
So we can learn heptapod, if we survive.
If you learn it, when you really learn it, you begin to perceive time the way that they do. So you can see what's to come. But time, it isn't the same for them. It's non-linear.
Look, we did our best, but it wasn't enough. Captain will load you up. You'll be lifting off in 5 minutes.
Just before takeoff, Louise sees another glimpse into the future and uses this newfound ability to perceive time non-linearly to prevent a potential catastrophic confrontation between the nations and the aliens. She makes a phone call to General Shang of China, revealing to him his wife's dying words, which ultimately convinces him to stand down from a military attack.
Breaking now. China has called an emergency press conference.
General Shang, Commander-in-Chief of the People's Liberation Army, has announced in an emergency press conference that China is standing down.
China is stating that all intelligence they have received will be shared immediately with all the other landing
sites.
sites.
Scientists from around the world are sifting through information received from the UK,
Breaking news,
Japan,
the Russian armed forces are now revealing the information they've acquired from both of their landing sites and have declared
One of the
Black
12
Sea
pieces of this puzzle that is being slowly put together.
The shells disappear one by one. Louise's flashback with her daughter Hannah is revealed to be glimpses into her future with Ian, who is the father of her child. Louise now fully comprehends the heptapod's nonlinear perception of time, and she chooses to embrace her future with Ian, despite knowing the pain and loss that will come with it.
So, Hannah, this is where your story begins. The day they departed.
You all right?
Despite knowing the journey and where it leads, I embrace it. And I welcome every moment of it.
Though it has been made known to Louise that Ian, unable to deal with the inevitable loss of their daughter Hannah, decides to leave them both after she reveals this truth, Louise makes her choice anyway to embrace what's to come.
You want to make a baby?
Yes. Yeah.
Arrival is a deeply philosophical and emotional exploration of language, time, and human nature. And it leaves us with a profound question about the nature of our existence and the choices we make. 接下来我们来揭晓今天的学习内容。
What's my name, Hannah?
Your name is very special because it is a palindrome. It reads the same forward and backward.
What is a palindrome? In the movie, Louis's daughter asks her, why is her name Hannah? Louis responds by telling her, because her name is a palindrome. A palindrome is a word, phrase, or number, or other sequences of characters that reads the same forward and backward. In essence, it remains unchanged when reversed. Hannah is spelled the same both forward and backward. The naming of Hannah is most likely due to the influence of Lewis's extensive time studying the heptapods language, which is a nonlinear and holistic language. And that's it for this episode of Cinephile. You can find more on the FUNDAY website. Let's make every day a fun day.
Morning.
Colonel?
Galveston. He says it means an argument. What do you say it means?
A desire for more cows.
Pack your bags.
All right, give me 20 minutes.
We take off in 10.
Do today learn? Today is Tuesday.
Commercial.
Traveler 是旅行者。
I have to wait for Clay.
So he or she is at the Columbia Towers Hotel gift store. 所以他在这个饭店的礼品店，然后他要买东西。Okay, so let's take this chance and listen to the.
学习让生活充满乐趣。FUNDAY英语。